Evening. Welcome to my Fireside chat. It's been a minute. We're back, and I am here to answer your questions that you have graciously submitted to me. First one is from a very dear friend of ours, Gavin. His first question was, would you rather eat a completely raw burger or swear off feet forever? Now, this is an interesting question, because a raw burger is still a burger on the burger counter. For those not in the know, I keep track of how many burgers I eat in a year. I think we're currently at 112, somewhere in that range. There's a pro there for the raw burger, and I'm not really a big feet guy. But, I do walk on them all the time. It's hard to swear them off forever, but I suppose I could get by without them. Gavin just asked me, how's it going? It's going pretty well, I think. But then he asked me, how's it really going? Well, it's going okay. For those not in the know, I'm going to use that phrase again. I've recently been hired as a sales rep for Rogers, which is nice. And how isn't it going? It isn't going too terribly, Gavin. It's going pretty well, actually. And what's it doing? It's doing it. It's doing the thing. I really did that. And is there any hope of love and romance for little me? I think there absolutely is, Gavin. You're a romantic at heart, and I know that. Is in the way you dress, the way you carry yourself, the way you talk, the things you read, the things you watch.
Yeah, you got a crush on him.
Yeah, he's actually so gorgeous. Gavin, if you're watching this. This next one is from my grandma, Melanie. How come you're so handsome and talented and smart? Why I'm so handsome is because of my eyelashes. Why I'm so talented and smart, gotta be genetic, Grandma. Dalen, who's our lovely camera operator behind that camera right there, asked me why I was in Bosnia in 1997. And it was to stir the pot a little bit down there during the breakup of the former Yugoslavia. This next question isn't a question, it's a statement from my Uncle Marcel. Hi, Marcel, he watches our stuff. He says, I've pretty much resolved all of my questions. Thank God, Lucas, but if I get one, I will certainly send it to you. We'll be in touch, Uncle Marcel. This is from an anonymous source. They asked me how many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop. I counted once and it was in the 60s, I think. Or maybe it was less than that. It was like 10 or 20, something like that. The next question, why does it hurt when I pee? Is it supposed to hurt when I pee? What color is pee supposed to be? Mine is red. You may have some problems in your urinary tract. I'm not a doctor and I don't really have a medical background. There's one thing that I never really wanted to go to school for, and it was medicine. As far as I'm concerned, maybe that's fine. Maybe some people just have that, but if I were you, I would go talk to your GP. Where do babies come from, and why won't anyone tell me? Now, I was sold that old stork story for a long time by myself. Really, they come from clinics and the lab, to my knowledge. This last question from them is, why are my parents fighting? Do my parents still love each other? Do my parents still love me? Of course they do. Your parents will always love you, even if they're not together. And this is from our friend Patrick, a different person from the last person who asked the questions. Patrick asked, for MTLRE, what musical influences had the biggest impact on your musical journey? Now, I don't know if he's talking about musical theater or just music in general. In terms of musical theater, it would probably be Jesus Christ Superstar, which is my first show I did when I was in grade 11. It's not my favorite musical. I love it, but it's not my favorite. Les Mis is my favorite, and it will always be. Biggest impact, either like the Beatles, or I always say Iron Maiden is really big for me. Rush, huge Rush fan. Patrick asked me, do it fart? And I'm not a big farter, I'm more of a burp guy. And he asked me, do it jiggle when it fart? And I don't fart all that much, so it doesn't jiggle. And I've also got nothing back there, so. Aiden's just gonna rig up a little lightning round. Okay, the first question, who is the real boss of MTLRE? One would suggest Tyler, because he has the most stockholder share. I can't read these this fast. Are you aware that your fly is down? Haha, made you look ridiculous. Oh no! What happened to your MTLRE blue tie? I can see it's the same. Are you the favorite child? Maybe. Name the least talented member of MTLRE. All of us. Why do you look like that? I don't make these decisions, it just happens to me. How much money did you make at Golf's Car Wash? Altogether, probably like 80 grand. What should my New Year's resolution be? You should resolve all your problems. When is the project going to be released? I don't know which one, but later. What are ideas? It's these things that I come up with. I come up with ideas. Have you ever had my tonsils removed? Nope, but I had tonsillitis once. Do I wear wigs? Ha! If you had to marry a Muppet, it would be Deadly, I think. Have you worn wigs? What the hell, man? Will you wear wigs? How big of a bubble can you blow with a piece of bubblegum? One time I ate an entire pack of nice. One time I ate an entire pack of Big League Chew in a day, and that was a big bubble. When will you wear wigs? Why do they call it oven when you oven the hot cold food about hot eat the food? Thank you for joining me for my fireside chat. It's been a very enlightening expedition of your inner lives and how I respond to your lives. So thank you for that. Bubble gum. This is gum. Bubble gum. I don't really have time for this, but whatever.
You got too fast!
Yeah.
You got too fast!
Speed run.
I'm trying, and I don't want to make a mess.
Delicate lady fingers.
I do have delicate lady fingers.
No, chill.
Oh, is that really necessary? Oh.
I did a shit job, guys. Merry Christmas. Thank you.
Good evening, and welcome to Poetry Corner, brought by Made to Look Ridiculous Entertainment. My name is John William Butler Allen Collins Bunyan Virgil Taylor Milton IX, 3rd Duke of Worcester Crafter Lippert and 2-time Baron of Eden Amontillado. You may perhaps also know me from my extensive work in Oddball Queries Hastily, as well as the reappearing Housecoat. Ladies and gentlemen, on this fine evening I will be your orator. I will be reading from the collected poems of A.E. Housman, which, as the title mentions, is a smashing bit of poetry by the great English scholar and poet Alfred Edward Housman. Now, without further ado, the 59th poem, A Shropshire Lad, Part 59, The Isle of Portland, by A.E. Housman. The starfield seas are smooth tonight, from France to England strown, black towers above the Portland light, the felon quarried stone. On yonder island not to rise, never to stir forth free, far from his folk a dead lad lies, that once was friends with me. Lie you easy, dream you light, and sleep you fast for aye, and luckier may you find the night than ever you found the day. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me tonight at Poetry Corner. It has been a pleasure. Now back to the show.